Okay, so hi. So I'm just making this video to kind of like give a little more like expanse on the whole ESTP, ISTP, or INFJ, and I think like everyone watching it's like, oh, it's just that's it. It's the ISTP, obviously, and yeah, I just don't think they're really getting this full picture of me because I like to present myself really. I mean, everyone has their comfort zone of what they like to present, and I like to look systematic. Does that mean I am systematic? I don't know. It's learned behaviors people learn. That was redundant, but okay. So I'm gonna talk about um, communication and like how that ties into like all this and why I'm so confused. So um, as far as my interests in like movies, I'm really interested in movies. I'm interested in like a ton of different things. And like I'm really interested in science. I'm really interested in, you know, movies. I'm really interested in, animation, obviously, art. And I'm really interested in this stuff because one, I can't really, and that's the reason, one of the reasons I did, engineering, and now I'm doing, medical stuff, and I worked in film for a bit. And, because I have all these interests, and I don't know what I necessarily like. Anyway, I'm just talking about communication and why it's really important for me to watch all these movies and to like, and I hope you can hear me over like the pipes that are going. So I feel like it's really loud. Hopefully it's not. Okay. So I have all these interests in movies, and I like to just watch like everything. I like to watch tons and tons of things. I like to know tons of things. And the reason I like to do that is because I think it'll help me communicate better. I think it'll help me communicate my ideas better, like make connections with people. Because, oh, hey, have you seen, you know, this show? I have. What did you think about those ideas in it? That's really cool. Like, it gives you a way to, like, connect with people at the end of the day. And, so, and I think that, like, every resource is valuable. I don't think one resource isn't valuable, I mean, like, I watched Cool World. It's probably the worst movie in the entire world. I don't know why Brad Pitt was in the movie, but I think it gives me something to talk about. I think it gives me a perspective on something. I think it's interesting. So I like doing that. Because I think it helps, because I think it's going to help me communicate. I think that the more stuff I gather, the more stuff I'm going to be able to tell people, talk to people or whatever. And I think my main mode, and this is why I don't think I'm an ISTP, my main mode is observing, like gathering is my main mode. I'm not analyzing it, It may seem like I analyzed it because I analyze stuff, but my main mode is observing, and I love doing it. I love observing things. I love like, like I lived in New York, and I love knowing that there was just so much to see, and you could just sit at a coffee shop and they'd be like just different people all the time, you know? And, I like being in a crowd, but I don't necessarily want to talk to everybody. But I just like seeing people. And, I like nature too, but I really like seeing people. And like, Patch Adams said, like, nature is, um, can be people, and people in cities are observing nature too. So, and, I like, I like to sit, I like really like to go on like a boat or something, and I don't want to drive it. I don't want to be in control of it. I just want to sit out and just like look at everything and take everything in and just, you know what I mean? Just, I just want to take everything in. I just want to observe. And that's kind of like why I like drawing and stuff like that. And, you know, as far as why I really like animation, I like it because, you know, I like that there's lines, you know, on the screen, and our brains are projecting onto it like a living thing. You know, like they're just lines, you know? And I think that's cool. And that's kind of why I really like it. So, because it's like our brains are putting this in. You know, like when you're reading a comic book, you know that in between the, you know, little boxes, I don't know the specific name, there's a time passage. And I just think that's cool, you know, like your brain put that in. You kind of like, you know, they're just, you took something, like a drawing is just, you know, it's just like shading and it's just lines, and you project it on like a human. But anyway, and there's like 5 books that Scott McCloud wrote about it that you can probably read. They're comic books, but you can probably read them. They're good, probably should, but, and, I think I try to get all this, like, you know, learn all this stuff because I'm trying to communicate better. And just ironically, you know, I try to use really specific language because I think it's important and to communicate because, you know, for example, in 1984, they were all using double talk. And they were saying things like good plus plus. And that lessened the language and it lessened their ability to communicate because they couldn't use specific language. You know, like they couldn't say, I'm extremely happy or whatever, which communicates directly what exactly you're feeling. And that's why I like to use specific language. I don't, you know, and ironically, it hinders me from communicating because I'll use some, you know, like, I'll say some word and no one will know what it means, like, you know, and I think I'm communicating really well, and I think I'm giving this person exactly what I'm saying, and they just don't get it because they don't know the word. They don't know what succinct means or whatever it is, like, you know, so it's, I don't know what it means, so, and I don't know if me observing things is, you know, SE, and I like seeing new things, and that's what it is, and I don't know what it is, so, but I'm just saying that's what my main mode is pulling in, is what it is, and that's why I'm, you know, oscillating between ESTP and INFJ. I don't know if, and I is, I don't know if it's, I know they're both gathering functions of some sort, and I don't know, maybe me watching all this stuff is creating this big cloud or whatever, like I watched someone else's video on it, and that's what I want to pull from. Or maybe I'm just, you know, observing, and then that's SE. So that's just kind of where I am right now and why I'm confused. And, you know, I don't, my main mode is just not, it's not analyzing. It's not analyzing. And, you know, I think it'd be awesome to be an ISTP. I think, you know, like, I don't know if anyone read those, like, Star Wars books, like, when they were a kid, like, the, you know, Kids of Han Solo or whatever, but, Anakin and Tahiri, I don't know if anyone's heard of those, but, they're like youth Jedi books or whatever. I thought Anakin was really cool, and he like was able to take apart droids and stuff. I thought that was really cool, and he was really quiet and everything. And I think he's in ISTP, but I don't think I'm that analytical, in that I don't want to physically take it apart. I don't really physically take things apart because I worry I can't put them back together. I mean, it seems like an ISTP just puts things back together, whatever. I'll mentally take them apart. Like I'll mentally take apart a picture so I can recreate. So I don't know if maybe that's just a different mode, but my main mode is gathering. It's gathering something, and it's not analyzing. So thanks. Thanks everyone for the comments and stuff. So